What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Hopefully, I am. Can you guys hear me? I am walking. Can you guys hear me? For those of you guys that are coming in, can you guys hear me? Blessings to you, Jocelyn. How you doing this morning? The wind isn't too much, right? I pray that the wind is not too much on this morning. It has been a bit of a rocky start to the day for me. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I had not planned to do a broadcast. I'm gonna just be real. But the Lord said that I needed to share these moments of transparency because people believe, that faith is just simple, that it's easy. But if I can be real, there are some moments, right, when you're learning to trust God, where it's exhausting. Not only is it exhausting, but you have those moments where the closer you get, you have to deal with a little bit more of your nerves, being nervous, especially when it's something new that God is doing. You know, so this morning I woke up and immediately my mindset was, Lord, Lord, I got one more day, right, to get what, I need, right? One more day. At this point, I am still in the bed, you know, still, just about to get up, and I'm just like, Lord, what's going to happen? What's going to happen, right? And so I, got up and I'm telling God, now this particular morning, usually I'm pretty quick about getting up, but this morning my nerves were just so very wound up that that's not the way I want to go. Hold on, y'all. My nerves were so very wound up that I ended up just taking a few minutes longer, hey Miss Allen, than what I would typically take. And so I just felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. And even outside of the home thing, because I think that that's something that a lot of people don't factor in. It may be time for God to do a particular thing in your life, right? And you're having to exercise your faith, not worry about it, and trust that God is going to do what God said he would do. But a lot of people don't factor in that a lot of times, right before God is about to do what he's going to do, you have so many other variables, other areas of your life that are weighing you down. Give me a one if I'm making sense. And again, if I'm breathing hard, y'all, I'm exercising. So today was just one of those mornings where, okay, God, I'm not nervous about not having what I need financially. If it comes tomorrow, it comes tomorrow. If it comes today, it comes today. But it was just the pressure of everything else, right? Literally, as I'm getting myself together, my dog, peas on the rug that I just washed. I kid y'all not. Capone. And I believe it was because I locked him out of the bathroom. Right? So I'm dealing with that. having to pack by myself, clean by myself, you know, the pressure of everything else, my weight loss journey, and you name it. And I just got to a point where I'm like, God, this is too much to bear. Anybody ever been there? And again, I wasn't going to share this, but the Lord said that somebody like needed to hear this. But sometimes, you can know God is about to do a thing, but you like literally feel like, man, I literally cannot take anymore. Like I'm already exhausted. All of my energy, into trying to have faith, but I have so much other things going on. For like the past 2 months, I've not been able to catch a break. And I'm not just talking about financially, but I mean in every area of my life, it's been an uphill battle. And so, here I am talking to God about this. And the Lord's response to me this morning was, you're not by yourself. You're not doing this alone. Because a lot of times the journey of faith does feel lonely. It does make you feel like you are fighting by yourself. Even if you are married, there comes a point where your faith journey is your faith journey. So even though as a unit, you both may be going through something, a lot of times the things that you battle with, it makes you feel like, Lord, I feel like I'm doing this by myself, that I'm handling all the attacks, all the warfare, by myself. And I don't think too many people ever talk about that. The journey of faith. Nobody's journey of faith is easy because, again, you can know God is doing a new thing in your life, but at the same time, you can have a million other things, right? Wounding you up, trying to get you to a point where your faith is not where it needs to be. And so when the Lord sat me down, because that's really the pressure, I said, Lord, my mom could have asked, hey, or said, hey, I'm gonna come help you pack. And I don't expect her to. I don't place those expectations on people. God has just taught me that my relationship with my mom is totally different. But, and she's not aware, doesn't desire to be aware of everything that I go through just to, get to where I am. She does not care because she's more consumed, more wrapped up in, herself and my sister. But, to a certain degree, you kind of feel that way. Yesterday was a day where I was a little bit triggered. And I know I feel like I'm all over the place, but I have to just put all the pieces in perspective for you guys to understand. Hey, Natasha. Yesterday, my mom, I had to go to her house because she gave me, money to get my account out of the negative. And even though she knew, I had told her, listen, I'm tired. I'm just tired. My days have been literally nonstop from 5 a.m. to around 10 p.m. Like I'm up and moving. I'm doing things, right? Not to mention, last month, me having to carry my dog up and down 3 flights of stairs on top of everything else. And so, you get to a point where you just are exhausted. And her response was, oh, because my car isn't working, can you take me to meet your sister at this place? I was so upset, y'all. I was so upset because in that moment, you didn't care that I had to pack. You didn't care, what else, that I was tired. You just absolutely did not care. And so, that just added on to just me feeling like I feel like I'm alone. That's how I felt. And so this morning, as I'm feeling all of those things and God is telling me, you're not doing this alone, I knew that what God was saying was, I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you. And I began to realize in that moment, that even with like packing, I'm almost 80% done with my packing. He kind of highlighted that, the strategy he gave me the strength that I needed, the strategy that I needed, the money that I needed for supplies, to do what I needed to do in a way where packing did not overwhelm me. Right? And it's like in that moment, I received the fact that, because sometimes God can tell you you ain't alone and you don't receive that, right? You don't receive it because you feel like I'm still lacking, or the people I want to be helping me, they're for me, they're not here. So sometimes, you can reject God's love that way. But today when God said it, it almost brought me to tears because he was just showing me different things. The strategy that he gave me with my dog, the strategy that he gave me with packing, how he's moved in such a way that it's allowed me to see that even when no one else, minus those of you guys here, but family wise, that even though no one else may be there physically for me, that he is, and in that moment he showed me what the enemy was doing. And I'll say this is the first time I've gotten this understanding about the faith journey. What he showed me is that everything else that was happening around me, my dogs are trained. Do y'all hear me? They are potty trained. They do not use the bathroom in the house at all. They don't. So, I'm going to say that again. They don't. It is not normal. They are trained to the fact where if I am gone all day and all night, they will not pee in the house. They will not boo-boo in the house. They will not do any of that. But the Lord showed me, because I was very upset about my dog peeing on my rug that I just washed. And so, now I'm thinking, man, this is more work that I have to do. It's like, God, goodness. Even the same day that I cleaned my carpet in my room, that same day, like 2 hours later, Bella peed. Totally. But the Lord showed me everything else around you happening, right? It's not only there to just distract you, but it's there to bring you into a place where you're not able to effectively use your faith. It's meant to wear you down and get you to a point where you just give up. I truly believe that, there are two ways ultimately that the enemy attacks us. When we're believing God to do something, when we're right on the cusp of receiving something that God has for us, I believe that there are moments where the enemy will directly attack that area, where if you're believing for God to bless you financially, I believe that there are moments where, the enemy will directly attack your finances. But I also believe that in addition to, or, whatever area, I believe there are moments where he'll directly attack you in the area of the promise. But then it's like the closer and closer you get to what God is doing in your life, right? Now, this is Sunday. Tomorrow is the day where I have to pay that money, to solidify my home. Am I making sense? Like tomorrow's the day. And My mindset has been like, God, you're going to do it. Like, I'm not nervous about that. It's just, this is something new, you know? And so it hasn't been more so. It's been a little bit of fear in that area. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it or lie, but not to the degree where I'm unwilling to choose faith. But the second way that the enemy will attack you is indirectly, which is what a lot of people experience right before your breakthrough, right before a significant shift happens in your life. The enemy will attack another area of your life. He won't directly attack the area that God is about to bless because he's not able to. But what he will do is try to pull on your, he will try to hit those sore spots in your life. For me, my relationship with my mother, it's a sore spot. Certain things don't bother me because I've just like, Lord, that's who she is, right? I've stopped caring about certain things. But certain things trigger me a little bit. I'm just being transparent. So sometimes the enemy will directly attack you. And what God showed me as I was trying to clean up the pee, wash the rug again, clean the little rug pad, it was a lot this morning. It was a lot this morning. But what the Lord showed me is that look around at every single thing that you're going through. Compare it to how you felt when you woke up. Like I'm telling y'all, I felt like a deer in headlights, like stuck, stuck, can't do nothing. And the Lord said, do you not see the correlation? You know, do you not see the correlation behind everything else that is indirectly attacking you and how it's affecting your ability to keep holding on in faith? And so it's like in that moment, hey, blessings to you, Mrs. Cree. I understood fully, right, what God was saying when he said, you're not doing this alone. Yeah, it was deeper than just the packing and everything else, but it was also a reminder of God saying, the distractions around you won't touch you. Do what you can do and keep moving forward. Am I making sense? Do what you can do and keep moving forward. And so, you know, it was one of those days where I just had to get out of the house, but be real, and just literally go for a walk. And so I believe that is what the Lord wanted me to share. You know, faith is hard at times. The closer you get, right, the more the enemy tries to weaken your faith. The closer that you get, you know, it does feel like, man, God, I don't have nothing to give. Like, that's how I felt this morning. Like, Lord, I've been resilient. I've done every single thing that I can do, but stuff just keeps happening. Stuff just keeps happening, and I'm tired. And so that's it. I pray that you guys, I really don't do many broadcasts that, well, not since the wilderness. That's how I was feeling this morning. Like, God, I felt this way in the wilderness. But I don't really do many broadcasts. I'm always transparent. But this broadcast was very raw because it's how I feel. And it's like when you feel that way, it's not encouragement that you need. That's going to sound real mean to some people. There's a time and place for everything. But like there gets a point in your journey, your faith walk, where, you know, encouragement is not what you need. It's prayer. If anything, it's prayer. You know, it gets you to a place where you just become desperate for a move of God. I pray that I'm making sense. And so that's kind of been where I am. I'm like, Lord, I got this stuff with my dogs. I got to pay my car insurance. That's been due. God, I don't have no food. You know, I still have to pay this housing fee tomorrow. It's just been a lot. And so that's what he wanted me to share. But at the end of the day, what you guys see me doing is just continuing to push, continuing to show up. The old me would have said, I'm not doing no broadcast, God. It ain't happening. It's not happening. And so that's it. I pray that you were able to glean whatever it was that you needed to glean from this moment. I pray that this has encouraged you that faith ain't always pretty. It ain't always pretty. In fact, the closer that you get to what God has for you, listen, it starts to look a little bit uglier. It gets a little bit more gruesome. But that's it. At the moment, where we are with the ministry goal for the housing thing, I still need food. Like when I say I don't have any groceries, it's absolutely none. None. But and my money's tied up in that account. It's locked. God locked it. So right now the goal as far as like the housing thing, when I checked this morning, it's about $1,706. Can someone type that in? Can someone type that in? Thank you so much, Stephanie. That's the ministry goal. To those that are sowing, to those that don't know why we have that goal, it's just simply because it's for home. That's it. This wind is really blowing. It's for home. And so this is the amount we need by tomorrow. Again, I'm not sure at what time tomorrow. Okay, now I can go the other way. I'm not sure at what time I'll need it, but that's the ministry goal. Everything else beyond that, I guess the right now goal would be food. Maybe around $30 just so I can get some groceries so that I can at least be able to cook for a few days. And so that would be the right now goal on today. It's just for food, just for groceries. And that's it. That is it. Whether or not you sow, it's between you and God. It is literally between you and God. But what I do ask is that if you are, hold on, y'all, this wind is really getting to me. If you guys are sowing, I just ask that you label it paid in full. If you are sowing, I just ask that you label it paid in full. That's it, paid in full. And that's just simply you linking your faith up with mine and calling it done. That's it. For those of you guys, and God says I need to say this. If you are on this broadcast and you follow this ministry, and this ministry has been a blessing to you, please don't be a spectator. Don't be a spectator. And I'm going to just leave that at that. What I mean by spectator, God's not letting me be done, is a person that and this ain't to make anybody feel any type of way, but I feel God saying to say this. It's easy to be a spectator. It's easy to sit and watch someone else's struggle, knowing that I could probably help them, God, but I'm not, so I'm just going to watch. Right? It's why a lot of people don't comment on some of these broadcasts. They just look, they spectate. But don't do that. But that's it. To those of you guys that need prayer for anything, you guys can send prayer requests to prayer.thoughtsbyt@gmail, .com. And I hear God saying to say that again. Don't be a spectator. Don't be a spectator. And I can say that because I live that way. If there's someone that I know that I see has a need or a struggle, or they're struggling with something, first of all, I always ask God, can I? Right? Can I bless them? Right? But I never turn a blind eye, knowing that I can help this person. And so Bible says when we do that, it's really as if we're doing it unto Jesus. And when I read that scripture years ago, it never left me. And so I've always made it my mission that as long as God okays it, that when I see needs and I have the means to meet them, I don't turn a blind eye. And so that's it, y'all. I'm about to get off of here, continue walking, and that's it. All right, Stephanie. And so again, the need right now is just food. I need groceries. But that's it. I love y'all. I'm rooting for you.